Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on crypto4growmybag.tv. I hope all is well with you and yours. What's good, what's good, what's good? So yeah, there's a lot going on. There's a crazy amount going on. I'm going to start off with something that has nothing to do with crypto, right? Meta apparently is offering some crazy sign-on bonuses to people from OpenAI. They are trying to poach and poach hard. Why is that? Well, they've got big plans and they need qualified people to help them get those plans through. And so I'm sitting here and I'm just kind of like, this is going to wind up being very interesting. Very interesting. Just have to write something here for you guys. Don't forget to invest in yourself today. There you go. That's what I'm talking about, because that's what we're all about here. So sorry I'm running a little bit late. Just a lot of stuff going on. I had a lot of research to do. I have so much news this morning. I'm probably not going to get through all of it. We might have to cover some of it tonight. I mean, those are just the facts, right? Let me just get these taken care of. The screens that we're going to be bouncing to talk about the money, the numbers that we get to. Yeah, this is some good stuff. I mean, Bitcoin's at about 104,796, which is kind of a big deal. We kind of want to pay attention to that, right? The markets look like they're going to open slightly up, which is not bad, but we've got turmoil. We've got major turmoil. So you're looking at the United States possibly getting involved in the Iran-Israel war, something that nobody wants, right? Nobody wants Iran to have the nuclear capability, but there was a deal. They were abiding by the deal, and then new regime came in, ripped it up. And now here are the ramifications for that process, which is sending the markets into turmoil, right? There's a little bit of chaos out there. Nothing that anybody wants. And we're going to have to deal with it. We're going to have to plan appropriately. So you know how I talk about micro and macro events sometimes? This is what I'm talking about. This is a micro and macro event that's going to affect everything across the board, and there's nothing we can do about it. Then on top of that, you have the new regime yapping about how, Powell's a numbskull. Powell's a numbskull? Let's stop and think about this. We would have seen rate cuts already had there not been chaos brought into the mix. Everybody's saying that. He's the only one that's not saying that. He's talking about how, overseas, they've already dropped the rates like X number of times. And I'm like, they only have one lever. They don't have a job like Powell's where he's got a dual mandate. We've got companies laying people off. We've got Google dropping, 13 million or something like that, over in Canada to train people. And I'm like, I'd love to see that here, but we're experiencing layoffs. Just saying, right? So there is a kind of tumultuousness that's going on right now. There's a chaos that's going on right now. And you want somebody to lower rates in the midst of all this chaos. Does that sound right to you? Oh, but if he lowers rates, that means the markets will pick up and blah, blah, blah. No, that's not the way it works. Just because the cost of money would be cheaper doesn't mean that that's actually going to be good for everybody in the United States. Remember, Jay Powell has a dual mandate. Watch inflation and manage jobs. So there are two sides. And it's not easy. And inflation is up to 2.4, but that's only 2.4. That's crazy manageable. Leave it alone and we have a soft landing, but introduce chaos. And now Jay Powell's got to juggle. He's got to juggle. And I want you to think about what's going to happen coming. See, all the reports that happened over the past, 2 quarters, that did not reflect the actual impact of tariffs. That's not going to happen until the next reporting cycle. And that's not looking good. Like I said, you're hearing reports where companies are going to pass along 50% of their tariff costs on to customers. You're going to start feeling the pain. You're already starting to feel the pain with customer sentiment. People that are not spending as much money as they would have been. It's been going down dramatically. So yeah, a lot going on and there's a lot to deal with. Am I expecting Jay Powell to lower rates today? No, I'd probably pass the hell out if I get to my client's office and Jay Powell lowers rates. I would pass out. I'm 6'3", over 300 pounds. Nobody's trying to catch me. So it's going to be a painful thing. Hopefully I'm sitting down when I look up and look at the news. But I'm serious. I don't see how any of this is a good thing. None of it. So this is kind of what we're dealing with right now. Right? Then we've got Goldman Sachs forecasting American households that do invest will invest about $425 billion into the stock market in 2025. Fair enough. But that's going to be households that already probably invest. Most people in the United States don't invest beyond whatever they have at their jobs. Facts. Sorry, lips were not feeling perfect. I'm sure you guys understand. It's okay. We'll get over it. We'll get through this together as one. Then you have Bitcoin miners are struggling as average transaction fees drop from a 3-year low of about $2.35, reducing revenue and increasing reliance on block rewards. VanEck Solana ETF, guess what? Seems to be moving forward. Made progress toward launch with a DTCC listing, signaling growing institutional interest in Solana-based investment products. That's interesting. I keep telling you guys, I think it's interesting that these companies are investing in Solana. It's scary to me. If you are an investor in Solana, good for you. Good for you. I'm not as worried about investment as I am about integration. Any company that's integrating Solana into the backbone of their transactions, out. I'm out. Because Solana has not proven to me that they fixed their network bug or their congestion problem. They haven't proven that to me. So yeah, nah. If you're a company that's going in that direction, good for you. I'm out. I would absolutely say I'm out, because you're going to choose a controversial coin. And if your thing is we need speed, we need cost, there are other coins that can do that. Hedera, XRP, even Ethereum has come down in price. Cardano, absolutely. So there are other coins that you could have chosen, but you're choosing to work with Solana in that regard. Yeah, good luck with that. Good luck with that. You know, I like Solana in terms of how quickly I can make money because of the volatility, but I'm not down with Solana when it comes to integration. Investment, short term, yes. Integration, long term, nah, nope. I would have a major problem. Major problem. Then we've got VanEck Solana ETF. That one's doing all right. It'll move forward for now. We'll see how that goes. Then we have Deutsche Bank introducing Dama 2, an institutional tokenization platform to enable compliant fund issuance and asset servicing across global markets, cross-border transactions via tokenization. What? Yeah. Pay attention to this tokenization thing. It's a big deal. It's a very big deal. So I'm looking at it and I'm just going, okay, and that's not the only tokenization news we have today. Goldman Sachs and Bank of America raised their gold price targets amid rising geopolitical instability. So those of us that went out there and got snatched up some gold or some Pax G, we're kind of happy right now. A Latin American energy company has completed a $75 million oil and gas deal, right? Using blockchain tokenization, marking a milestone for on-chain energy asset transactions. These are not little things. The US DOJ and Interpol seized the world's largest dark web drug marketplace, and they were leveraging Monero to move value around. Just saying. There's more. I have to rifle through it because there's so much. China's JD.com is pursuing global stablecoin licenses, signaling ambitions to launch cross-border digital currency services and expand financial offerings. People ask me, Eddie, how do you feel about BRICS? I feel BRICS isn't going to do jack. I feel that crypto is going to be the thing that everybody's going to be using to go cross-border. What does that say for SWIFT? Now you're catching on. Now you're catching on. Governments around the world are going to have to contend with crypto and the ability for the United States to implement sanctions via SWIFT is going to have to be matched somehow via crypto. Now, you also have to remember that would mean that they would have to have some kind of a deal in place with each one of the crypto projects and not just the exchanges. Why is that? Well, because it's the crypto projects that may or may not be able to do something about it. Like when Venezuela was talking all that nonsense, a year and a half ago, actually, that they were still going to do business with certain countries, blah, blah, blah. And Tether was like, not via our coin. Nope. And they cut that. They were like, nope, we will not allow that. Big deal. Bigger deal than most people would think. So pay attention to these things. Then you have Google investing $13 million to support AI and digital skills development for Canadian workers, targeting in underserved communities through upskilling programs. $13 million in Canada. As a business move, not a bad business move. For the United States, makes you stop and wonder. Good morning, Hutanic. BRICS to me is not a formal ODL. Don't know what ODL means, but an alliance of countries with resources. I look at it more as a political bloc. BLOC. That's the way I look at BRIC. And half the countries involved in that bloc are kind of hurting. It's interesting. I think everybody's going to have to start looking at crypto. I really do. They're really going to have to start looking at crypto. Then you've got Pakistan's plan to invest in state-backed stable coins or state-backed Bitcoin mining faces scrutiny from IMF, International Monetary Fund. I laugh at that because who the heck are they to say anything? Nobody cares about your scrutiny. Why? How are they still actually even out there? They've been spewing a lot of nonsense for a number of years, and a lot of nations just don't pay any mind to it. Look what they tried to do with El Salvador. El Salvador basically said, "Yeah, nah, son, you're not going to tell us what we can and cannot do in certain cases. Yes, we need your investment, but that's going a step too far." Just saying. So IMF, I don't know how they think. I mean, I kind of know how they think because of things like this, but how do you get that out of your? How do you come up with this stuff? Face IMF scrutiny because they want to use excess power to do Bitcoin mining. Mind your business. I'm a kid from the Bronx. Mind your business. Something going on over there that doesn't involve you, look that way. I ain't hear nothing. I ain't seen nothing. I ain't do nothing. I ain't nothing. Nothing is the word. Exactly. The IMF is a tier down from BIS, or are they one and the same? No, I think they're just different organizations. I'm pretty sure they're different organizations. Might be related, but they're not. I don't think they're one and the same. What else is there? A major Spanish bank, BBVA, is backing Bitcoin. They're saying, hey, you should have 7% of your portfolio in Bitcoin. That's not a small jump. That's a big move. That's a big move. You know how I have a 5% rule? They're saying 7 of your portfolio should be in Bitcoin. And mind you that, Spain kind of has bounced in both directions. Remember when banks kicked out all of they started debanking a lot of companies, a lot of people that were dealing in crypto? That's a big move. That's not a small one. That's a very noisy move. What else we have going on? A digital asset trading educator faces a lawsuit for allegedly defrauding students through deceptive practices and misrepresented investment returns. Yeah. I try to teach you, but I'm not trying to get you to buy anything. I mean, except for my books, but you know what I mean? I'm not opening up one of those schools that says, oh, I'm going to teach you how to trade, and then you're going to trade using these accounts, and then you're going to make money using these accounts, but you got to put your money in and da-da-da, blah, blah. Yeah, no, nah. I don't tell you what to buy. I tell you about how you might want to think about buying. I try to give you that foundation so you have a better understanding about how to do your own research, how to know your entries and exits, and how absolutely to invest deliberately. The GMB3. That's what I do. And will we be having more classes? Absolutely. You should actually, if you wanted to learn a bit, I'm going to tell you, this is not me tooting my own horn, but you should probably listen to last night's video. You should listen to last night's show. I think I was pretty informative. And even better, I think the whole community was more informative. That's what this community is about. This community isn't about telling you what to do. This community is about sharing with you thoughts and opinions that they have on different investment vehicles, and then imploring you to go do your own research. That's the one thing we all have in common. Go do your own research. This is what I came up with. This is why I'm involved. You go do your own research. You go do your own research. That's what's up. So some trading company is going to teach me how to do things, and then they want me to, any education company that's telling me that they're going to set me up with accounts and you're going to be able to trade, you're going to be able to make money, this is how much money we expect to make, and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, nah. You want to trade? You go do that over there by yourself. Go join another group. You want to get ideas about how to trade? Oh, now you're in the right place. But we're not trying to shove things down your throat. Go do this. No. That's not what we do. That's not how we do it. That's why this community is so freaking awesome. What else we have? An investment. No, that's the other one. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse applauded a passage of the U.S. stablecoin bill. Remember, the Genius Act is on the Senate side. Then you have the stable bill on the House side. The stable bill seems to be a bit more stringent. Whereas the Genius Act says, well, there are tiers, right? There's a $10 billion and below tier, and there's $10 billion and above, and that's how things would get regulated. And I'm sitting here and I'm just kind of going, yeah, but something's going to happen. But here's something for you. The bill passed yesterday, and everybody was like, oh, when that bill passes, that's when the market's going to take off. The market has not taken off. It's $104,745. That's where Bitcoin is at right now. The market has not taken off. Why hasn't the market taken off? Every time we're about to take off, every time we're poised to take off, what happens? Somebody decides to run their mouth in a direction that nobody wants. That's what happens. And so now you're seeing people run to gold. Well, if you have a bunch of people that are running to gold, what's going to happen? Well, gold prices are going to go up. Imagine. So is that cool? No. Nobody wants that for Christmas. No. Nobody wants that. So, and then here's something else that happened. An Iran-based crypto exchange was just hit for like $48 million. You want to know who took credit? That's right. Some Israeli hacking group took credit for hacking their exchange. Like that was a good thing. Think about that exchange. It's probably just mostly regular people in Iran. And if you look at Iran, it's kind of like, well, they really don't take care of it. I mean, they take care of their people in certain ways, but not in other ways. And I'm kind of like, yeah, you're hurting the people. You're not really hurting Iran itself, the government. So, I don't know. I kind of have mixed feelings about that. But you know what we should do? That's right. We should get into the numbers. So let me scoot on over here. Let me get my notes out of the way. The market looks like it's going to open up about 91 for the Dow futures. Actually, let me refresh this screen too. That's right. So the Dow futures is going to open up about 90, 91 up. S&P futures about 17 up. NASDAQ futures about 78 up. Oil is down 0.74 and the 10-year is down 0.01. Just saying, things to pay attention to as we start to talk about getting involved in another war that nobody wants to be involved in. People are losing their minds right now. Like, what are you talking about getting us into another war? That's not what we want. I thought you said that when you got in the office, you were going to, anyway, let me stop. That's political. And we don't do politics here. That's not what we do. Unless it's going to affect our bags. That's the conversation we won't have. I want to kick you in the shin, Hutanic. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Oh my God. I can't repeat it. Oh man, that's hilarious. Today at 2 p.m., we will find out about the FOMC. Then we have Fed Chair Powell speaking at 2:30. I will be all about it. Hopefully I won't be in any meetings and I'll be able to listen to it all. But those are things I want to hear. I'm not, like I said, I'm not expecting any kind of movement. I'm expecting them to stay steady and stay strong until September. That's what I'm expecting. Fear and greed index is at 52. We were at 68 yesterday. Before that, we had a high. You can see it right there, a high of 72. Over the past month, it was 74. But how do you go from 68 to 52? A drop of 16 points. Wow. Maybe you were talking about, I don't know, tariffs and what's that other thing? Oh, yeah, a war. Like, seriously? Because now you're a big tough guy. Yeah, okay. All right there, buddy. And yeah, it's being reflected in total value locked down to $119.147 billion in total value locked. Yeah. When you say something and the market takes a downturn, that's people telling you we don't like what you're saying. Shut your mouth. That's what the market is saying. Just saying. Like I said before, here's Bitcoin. Here's when you started opening your mouth up about war. And here's where we are now. That's not pretty. I mean, granted, we're still above the 102,771 line that I have here, and we're still below the 109,337 number, which was a previous high. We've just been bouncing around that space for a long time. Now, if he would actually wind up doing his job, new regime that is, if he would wind up doing his job, this wouldn't be a problem. This would be a good thing, right? You get up, you do your job, and we balloon up beyond 120. But right now, yeah, nah. Right now, we're experiencing a major pullback. So what am I looking at? I'm looking at the big board. You've got SUI below $3, but not just below $3, but hangling around $2.75. And I'm sitting back and I'm going, oh my God, I think I'm going to go buy some more SUI. People are looking at me saying, why is that? What? Oh, it's just telling me I paid my credit card bill. That's nice. Doge is under 17. Link is back in the 12 range. Look at that, 12.96. Those of you who like hype is below 40. SHIB is still at 12. Aave is down. Solana is down 147. It was down at 146 just a little while ago. BNB is down below 650. Ethereum is down, but Ethereum is not down as much as you would have thought. Keep telling people stop sleeping on Ethereum. Rattle off a few that I'm interested in. Let's go over here. Let's do it on this list. Let's see. Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, BNB, Solana. If you're into that kind of thing, I could easily see how you can make money off of Solana. Again, I'm playing volatility. Just saying. I'm playing the volatility game. Doge, if you're into that kind of thing, I'm not into Doge. I'm not touching Doge. Plain and simple. I don't think it has a place in the real world. Cardano is one that I would pay attention to. Are you watching Cardano kind of ease on up in the world? I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there for you. Hyperliquid, another one easing up in this kind of world. It's up 66.49% for the year. SUI. Oh, error. I didn't see that. Let's go back over here. All right, SUI is one that I would buy. I'm just going to rattle through the ones that I would buy. I'd get into SUI. I'd get into Bitcoin Cash. I'd get on the Chainlink. I have not done enough research on Leo. I haven't done any research on Leo, actually, but it's been doing well, but I still haven't done enough research to be able to say yes or no on it. So that's up to you. I do like Stellar. I like Avalanche. I like Tonguecoin. I like Shiba Inu. I do like Litecoin. I like Hedera. No, I am not a fan of Polkadot anymore. Monero is still one that I like. Let's see who else. Pepe is one that I dive into a little bit. Why? Because look how far it's dropped over the past 30 days. Even the past 7 days. Yes, I would get into Pepe because I know that it would blow up again and I'd be making big money. Again, volatility. Help me out with the volatility there. Aave is one that I get into, right? It's still down 12.84% year to date, but Aave is doing better than a lot of other coins. Just saying. I haven't done enough research on BitTensor to care. Aptos is one that I used to like. Don't know that I would touch it because there are other coins that are doing better. Same thing with Near Protocol. Ondo is one that I could possibly look at, but it's not doing as well as it once was. Polygon I wouldn't touch at this moment. If am I holding a little Polygon? I might be holding a little Polygon. I thought I got out of it all. I'm pretty sure I did get out of it all. If I was holding Polygon, I'd probably hold steady for a little bit. No, wouldn't touch this one. VeChain I still like. Render I still like. Filecoin, no. Cosmos, I'm not going out to buy Cosmos. I'm sorry. And I like what they're about. They're a layer one. I like what they're about, but I'm not going out to buy. If you're holding, I don't mind holding, but I'm not going to invest. I'm going to hold steady. FET, again, another one. I would hold steady. I'm not going out to buy. Would I sell either one of those? Actually, no. Same thing with Arbitrum. If I'm holding, I'm holding. I'm not going to cut my losses right now, right? If I'm holding Arbitrum right now, I'm not cutting losses. And the reason why is because I think Arbitrum is going to wind up going up. Why? Because it is a building platform. Algorand, people don't realize how cheap Algorand is in terms of handling transactions. But because of that, I'm not buying Algorand. I'm also not holding Algorand. Just to give you a hint. Quant, there used to be some noise about Quant. I'm really not all about it, but look at its year to date. It's only down 4.25%, which tells me that it could be going up. Just saying. Wow. I guess Steven's still working on it. Yeah, because he's up right now. Flare is not something I pay attention to. Jupiter is not something that I'm even thinking about looking at. Bonk is a coin that I looked at before. I'm still holding a bit, so I'm not getting out of it, but I'm also not putting anything in. Celestia, haven't touched it. Injective, haven't touched it. Optimism is trying to make some moves, not touching it. XDC Network, I used to own some. I don't think I own any right at this moment, but look at that year to date. Look at these numbers right here. Those are kind of respectable numbers. That tells me XDC could actually be making moves. It could be making moves soon. Anyway, everybody, this is Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. If you like what I'm doing, do me a favor. Smash the likes. Tell your friends about this community because it's the only one that actually cares about you learning how to manage and grow your bags. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience. And as always, thank you for your trust. Have a good one, everybody. I'll see you tonight on Crypto Overflow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I hope you're ready for it. Have a good one. Bye-bye.